I'm Laura Gilmore, and welcome to the Wild Muskoka Kitchen. If you like this wild foraging content or are interested in our wild food products, you can get more information and recipes online at wildmuskoka.com, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. Chaga is a mushroom that has become really popular over the last number of years, but it's a really interesting fungi with a really unique relationship with the birch trees. It makes it very different than other mushrooms that you'd find fruiting in the forest. This fungi is a sclerata, so it grows on birch trees. You're only going to find it on birch trees, yellow birch, white birch, in our region here in Muskoka. Sometimes it'll occasionally grow on ironwood, which is actually in the same family as birch trees, but it's really important to know that unlike other mushrooms that have a fruiting body, which is the mushroom that you see, and then a very large organism that's growing either underground or in wood, and so it's kind of akin to like the apple tree, and then the apple, the fruit that grows on it. This is very different. This is a sclerata, so the entire organism is what you see growing on the birch tree. And as chaga has become more popular in the last number of years, people have gone out and harvested it, but if you take too much of the chaga sclerata, you can actually prevent it from being able to grow. And this has to grow on living birch trees, and it's going to grow on the birch tree for quite a long number of years. And then it has to kill the tree. It is a parasite of that tree, so eventually it will kill the tree. And then it takes even a number of years after death before it can potentially reproduce, and it doesn't always. So this is how in places where it's been harvested, being that it's not super common in the landscape and it's very slow to reproduce, people being really excited about harvesting it can lead to it disappearing from the landscape. But it is a really incredible, healthful mushroom, and something that is really great for the immune system and mind health. So it is something that it grows on my property, grows in our woods, and so it's something I do like to be in relationship with. But one thing to know, if you're interested in working with chaga, or maybe you have chaga and you're watching this video because you want new ways to know how to use it, just know that a little goes a long way. So if I find a chunk like this can be weeks to months of medicine, to wonderful tea. So you don't need to have large chunks like this large one here that came actually off of a tree that needed to be removed for a road that was going in. So I've kept it as a specimen. This would last years and years worth of medicine. Also, just to say that you can also harvest just small chunks. So as long as you're not harvesting more than a third of the sclerata. So I will often go up to a chaga, if I see it on a tree like this and I do need to harvest medicine, I'll try to find like a section that looks like it's almost falling off. Sometimes if you go and visit the trees at the end of winter, the winter winds and storms actually will cause small sections to fall off. And when the snow is melting out, I'll go and visit those trees where I know chaga grows. And sometimes I'll even find little chunks that have recently fallen off and they've been preserved nice and cold in the snow. I take them home, dry them out. And so that's just a little bit on chaga sustainability.